Hello, and welcome to the Albright Scholar for May 2022. My name is John Pankratz. I teach history at Albright, and each month it's my privilege to welcome BCTV viewers and residents of Greater Reading to take a glimpse inside our learning community up on North 13th Street, to look at the work being done by students and teachers, and to think a bit about its impact on all of us. Well, it is May, and May means one thing in the minds of the senior class, and that is graduation. This group has been through an amazing and often challenging 4 years, and I've invited a number of students who have sailed through this period really with flying colors in the end. They're award-winning students and campus leaders, and I thought we'd reflect together a little bit about these past 4 years, their memories and their hopes as well. Dylan Cope, let me start with you. You're the outgoing SGA president, and you've accomplished a number of academic as well as political goals. What's particularly memorable for you?
For me, obviously, it's been a long 4 years at Albright. I know I'm very proud of the senior class in the class of 2022. I think it's probably one of the most accomplished classes that's ever come through Albright in terms of leadership, scholastic, pretty much every regard. So I'm very proud to be a member of this class. I really have enjoyed my experiences at Albright. One of the most memorable things in particular, I feel like, I mean, obviously, it's not exactly the greatest memory, but probably how much we've had to persevere and push through with the pandemic hitting. I think in spring of 2020, when it first hit, that was only our sophomore year. And that was when a lot of us, I think I'm speaking for most of the people here, when that's when a lot of us started taking on these leadership roles. And a lot of the processes in which we get transitioned and learn how to take these roles kind of disappeared because everyone kind of went home, like there was a lot of disconnect. So I think everyone trying to like scramble, figure out things on their own and growing as leaders on their own, just because we didn't exactly have that backbone like a lot of the other people before us. So I think that's probably one of the most memorable things is just learning and growing together to try and figure it out.
That's a great insight. I mean, looking at all of you, I would put you up against any of the senior classes that I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them. So it's really remarkable, given that interruption in normal processes, how much you've continued to accomplish and keep the faith and make things happen. So yeah, very much so. Jocelyn, I had you in your first semester freshman year, and if somebody asked me, would I be interviewing you on a program at the end of your senior year? I said, yeah, I think I will. You've been a really great student in business. You've been a tutor. You've been a leader in the honors club. What's memorable to you?
Oh, what's memorable to me? That's a very heavy loaded question because I have so many memories of Albright. I think what's the most memorable to me would probably just be campus life, just in general, just being a student on Albright campus. I'm not gonna lie, when I first came in, like Albright, I didn't know anything about Albright. So coming into Albright as a student, I wasn't really sure, like, what I was getting myself into, being a freshman, being on your own, being independent, but like not independent, like still being dependent. It was very interesting. And I think that my memories here, all of them were just great. It was outstanding. The teachers, the professors, also the students as well, just seeing like the different change in like student life, because like everyone here, we knew what it was like before the pandemic, like, everybody
had a normal freshman year.
Yeah, it was normal. And now we're seeing a different trend in terms of like students, like awareness and things of like that sort, especially with these incoming freshmen and students and underclassmen. So it's really nice to just see like the transition and also just kind of working them into college life again. So I think that that's a very memorable moment for me.
Yeah, I think you guys are so valuable in helping that freshman class feel that they have a stake in Albright's future and their own futures going forward. I know too that you've established really great relationships with your professors. Just in the last week alone at the Dearden Honor Society banquet, and then also at the honors thesis presentations, I saw you getting hugged by Julia Heberly and Trudy Obezi, and just everybody thinks so highly of you as a student. And I know how that support network works. So congrats. Emily, I've gotten to see you lately as well as an honors thesis presenter, but I've also met with you often. I've never taught you in class, but I've met you as a student representative to the Educational Policy Council and that sort of thing. So such an active spirit. Can you single out one thing that means the most to you?
Yeah, so definitely my academics and all of that leadership roles have definitely been super memorable for me. But I think just the number one thing that will always stand out in my mind are just like the experiences and events that have happened within Shirk Stadium. I know every Wednesday and Saturday I can just guarantee that I'll lose my voice at the women's lacrosse game. I have been pronounced like their number one fan, or even like homecoming on like when Homecoming King and Queen were announced. Like I'm pretty sure everybody in the greater Berks County area just heard me screaming. So I really think that just like watching my friends kind of just like compete for the things that they really want, and people getting their 100 points or their 100 goals or anything like that, that is going to be the thing that's just 100% memorable for me.
That's wonderful. I think when students support their fellow students in their endeavors, that's really wonderful, because you're all accomplished, but it doesn't mean anything unless you're communicating with an audience and reaching other people and showing them. So being there, cheering and screaming and losing your voice, yeah, that's the perfect thing to do. Now, Mackenzie and Allie, I know you took a sort of a semester off, not off, but elsewhere when you went to the National Theater Institute at the O'Neill Center in Connecticut. And you're both theater students, and my sense is that was just a wonderful experience that enriched your capacities as theater professionals and theater artists. Was it good to come back, or good to be away?
I can go first.
Okay.
I think being away allowed me to realize how much I missed Albright's community within our theater department. We have a pretty close knit group of students and faculty, and so being away at the National Theater Institute, while it allowed me to get incredible experiences and meet people and make more connections within like the professional theater world, it definitely made me miss Albright, and I loved coming back and being able to dive right back into our small knit community for sure. But it was a great experience, and yeah. Allie, do you have anything to add?
Well, Mackenzie, let me pursue that, because you were in the director section of NTI, and it's really very rare for an undergraduate to be admitted to that program. It's mostly grad students who have had several years out there in professional theater who then get those skills honed. But then you came back from NTI and directed a play here on campus, which was absolutely a beautiful creation, Iphigenia and Other Daughters. So that was kind of a nice triumph.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and Allie, you had a triumph as well. You've been here, I guess, the shortest time since you transferred to Albright, and then you were away for your NTI. But and then you weren't able to do live theater, but did sort of virtual theater for a time as well. But then you had this absolutely bravura performances in both Iphigenia and then the intelligent design of Jenny Chow that I think just blew us away. So thank you for that. But tell us a little bit about your support network and experiences at Albright.
Yeah, so I transferred in as a junior fall 2020. So it was after the pandemic. And that was a really interesting experience, because we were hoping that things would be in person, that we could do live theater again, and that didn't really play out for the 2020-2021 season at Albright, and so everything was virtual. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I would have changed it for the world, because that just brought us closer as a community, as a theater community. And it also made us crave live theater even more. And so that coming back this year, 2021, 2022 season, like we really hit the ground running and just we're so eager to be in the same space, in the same rehearsal space altogether, in the same room, and to share that with a live audience. There was just a bit more hunger this season with the Albright theater students and the department, that I don't think we would have had such a great season if we didn't have that year to miss it.
I think you're right. I remember we've gotten to see two different productions of Sensitive Guys, a fully staged production, but also your reading version during the shutdown, and everybody was spaced apart and masked and everything like that. But that was deeply satisfying. That was really a wonderful performance because everybody wanted it so much and the audience wanted it so much. So yeah, that might have made things a little more special. Right. Somebody said, I forget who, sweet are the uses of adversity. That was Billy Shakespeare. I'm not sure. I've got a picture of a telephone here on my screen, and maybe other people can see that as well. Is that Carmen? I know you were having connection issues.
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me?
We can hear you just fine. Your little phone is flashing green now. Carmen Johnson you're an English major, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. We're reminiscing about some of our favorite accomplishments and experiences here at Albright. Looking back, what stands out to you?
I feel like, and this is probably like a reason like I'm on this interview anyway, but I definitely say that Aegon just taking over the literary arts magazine and maintaining it and trying to maintain like creative writing and like visual arts during the pandemic has been so challenging, but it's also been very rewarding. Even our most recent coffee house, like we had a lot of underclassmen and people I didn't even recognize because during COVID, I actually took the year off and I was home for the year. So I didn't know a lot of the students, but just having a lot of new freshmen be really into like working or helping out the magazine and like doing layouts and advertising, I think like being a part of that process there again has been like one of my favorite parts, and it's been kind of like a 3-year project of mine.
Yeah.
So
it's wonderful when you have your own accomplishments, but then when you can pass on those opportunities to the succeeding classes and succeeding generations of students, that you preserve something that's really worthwhile and say, here, you take it over and now you run with it. That's really a wonderful thing. Because sometimes organizations and other things, they sort of break. A key individual graduates and then it lies low for a while, but it's wonderful that you can pass it on.
yeah, I'm really excited. As a matter of fact, for our most recent meeting, we trying to start a new tradition with passing the baton. And so I worked very closely with the new president of Aegon, and like, yeah, I'm just very excited. I feel very comfortable like passing it on and having her continue like the things we accomplished with the club. And then even I told her, like, you have my number, you have my email, like if you need anything at all, like I'm definitely willing to help you out, because she I want to say she's digital arts major, and like one of the reasons Aegon was starting to do so well again is because I'm an English major and I have like a good connection with a lot of the English professors. And so just even like bringing more like visual art into magazines, because that's always been an issue, but like I don't know, I'm so happy and I'm very proud of like the underclassmen who are a part of the organizations and like what they've been doing.
Super. Bravo. Now, Jen, I got to see you just a couple days ago. Representative Houlihan came to the Albright Science Research Institute, where you've been working as an assistant, and you got to meet her and let her know that you're going to be down in Washington. And I don't know, I got a little bit of frisson there, and imagine that maybe in another 20 years, you're going to be Representative Houlihan's successor as a representative from the 6th district. You're deeply interested in civic affairs and politics and immigration reform and all of that.
Yeah, so I actually was notified about like Representative Houlihan being here like a few days before she came, and of course I said yes, like I wasn't gonna pass down that amazing opportunity. And Adele, like Ms. Shea, the director of the Science Research Institute, like she loves me and I love her right back. She's been an amazing mentor to me. And so obviously Representative Houlihan is like on such a strict like time constraint that Ms. Shade, you know, pulled me aside and was like, as we're heading out, like, I need you to be right there so I can introduce you, tell her real quick about like your passions. And so that's what I did. And she was lovely. She like really listened to what I had to say and, you know, emphasized that, well, once she gave me her business card, she's like, let me know when you're in DC and I'll give you a tour of the office. And for my job specifically, since I'll also be bringing middle school and high school students to like tour historical places in DC, she offered to do a tour of that as well. And that's also one of my passions, as she mentioned, was like being able to engage, you know, children of color and also females in like politics and learn how to be an active, engaged citizen, which is really important to me.
Yeah. Well, I know that you not only has Adele Shade been your mentor, but Beth Keister has as well. You're the kind of student who attracts mentors because we realize how much our teaching and advice can run with a person with your abilities. So
yeah, so besides Dr. Keister, I like Dr. Palmer has also been an amazing mentor of mine. Like I would just go in her office and I can talk to her about anything, school related or not. But Dr. Keister, I say she's like my #1 mentor, and the reason why I've like been able to accomplish so much since like sophomore year. And also a reason why, you know, I was able to like get back on track in terms of my academics and like realize like I still had potential. There was always that potential in me. I just needed to find like the reasoning why again. And I had like the opportunity to work on 2 Albright creative research experiences with her, ACRES. And my research was specifically on immigration, interviewing immigrant professionals like doctors and caseworkers, politicians, religious leaders, and ask them like about their experiences, because we know how like immigration impacts the immigrant itself, right, themselves, but we don't really know how those professionals working with them, like from their perspective. So I learned so much, and it's a like really a big passion of mine, and I actually was able to publish an article on our research, and we're working on publishing our next article as well.
how fabulous. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm a little bit thrilled when I think about the next several years for each of you and what you're going to be able to contribute to the world. Jay, you made it. Welcome. I've seen a lot of you in the last couple of days as well, winning awards for your senior honors thesis, winning awards for in the student art exhibit as well. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
I remember your freshman year, and I think the second Domino Productions of your freshman year. And I don't know, you were doing all this theater, even though you were a pre-med major, and you were in a play called A Raisin in the Sun. And that production won the Kennedy Center Award as the most outstanding production in any college during that year. And in it, you played a very well-tended, very ambitious young collegian who was pretty sure of himself. And you've sort of continued that role as an Albright student as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess I have, yeah.
So you're not really a theater major, you're really a biochemistry major, right? Or biology?
Yeah, I'm a biology major.
Oh.
But theater is like something I like did in like high school. And I really wanted to try it out in college, and I did like the first 2 shows and I liked it, but like as like time progressed, like I got more and more busy. So I had like it was like fun while it lasted.
Well, I think also the ability to stand your ground and present yourself and articulate thoughts and emotions, that's going to be good in no matter what profession you're in. Are you pursuing medical studies or?
Yeah, I got into medical school in Ohio. So
Where in Ohio?
It's what, Parma. It's like close to
Near
Cleveland, like
Cleveland. Right.
way.
Excellent. Excellent. You'll like that part of the world. I know it well.
Yeah, hopefully I do. I mean, like,
Of course, it doesn't matter. Once you're in med school, you're in the clinics and you're in the labs and the classroom, so you won't even see the the rest of Ohio.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know your family was there on Thursday and got to see you get your bling, and also got the wonderful Matthew Raines Award from the art gallery as well. So, congrats on that.
Thank you.
If you folks were going to give advice to your successors, we've already talked about the rising sophomores and juniors and seniors. What bit of advice would you share from your Albright learning to them? Ellie.
I would say to make this journey what you want it to be, because it's not going to come easily, but it's also not going to come with you sitting idly by. So whatever you like we can do anything. So whatever you want, just go after it, because there's a big support system here at Albright with the departments, with whatever major you're in, with your advisors. Like, they are so supportive and they want you to succeed and they want you to get what you want. So you just have to reach out and say, this is what I want to do, and then just go for it.
Yeah, I think just show that little spark, and then my colleagues and I are eager to fan the flame. I think so. Other thoughts? Jocelyn, you have advice for?
Emily has her hand raised, actually.
I'm sorry, yes. Oh, look at the hand is up. Emily.
One thing, let me lower this thing real quick. Oh, let me figure out. Oh, there it is. One thing that I would say is, honestly, just don't really stand in your own way. So kind of what Ali was saying, a really big thing that like I've dealt with in my own personal 4 years is a lot of imposter syndrome. I see people competing for the same kind of accolades that I want. So like I was the person that had the most opponents in like all of my SGA elections. And if I just thought that they would be better in the role, or I didn't stand a chance, I wouldn't be where I would be, and I wouldn't have made such a big impact that I humbly think that I made on this campus. So I really just wish that people would just like believe in themselves and don't worry about what other people are doing or what other people want, because that's your experience. And ultimately, if you follow that, you're going to rob yourself of really great things.
That is super advice, because I think very often people say they're filled with self-doubt or low self-esteem or something like that. Do I belong here? Yes, you belong here. You're here and you belong here, and run with that. Jay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, basically fight for the things you want. Like, if it looks like there's like a door in your way or an obstacle, you like kick it down, or build your own door, break a wall.
Even.
Yeah, your own way. Like, you don't need someone to tell you you have to follow this. Like, if you don't want to follow it, do your own thing and you'll succeed, no matter what, because it's your own path and you've created it. That's basically like what I've been following since freshman year. I've, created my own path and I did the things I wanted to do, and like I've succeeded. So, yeah.
Well, there are a lot of wonderful members of your class. As Dylan said, it's a very accomplished class. Let me give you a chance to shout out to any of your classmates who didn't join us on the show today. Who would you like to cite? Jen?
Yeah, I actually want to give a big shout out to two people that mean the world to me, are my roommates, my best friends. We have matching tattoos, Marisol Martinez and Bridget Amendano, who I'm so proud of them and what they've accomplished. They've been like my rock and like the reasons why I've been able to accomplish so much, because even sometimes when I have that, little bit of doubt like creeping up on me, they're like, Jen, they wouldn't have asked you to do this if they didn't believe in you. And like they've always motivated and pushed me. And I mean, they're accomplishing great things like in their own right. So I'm proud of them.
That's perfect. Perfect. Allie.
I think Mackenzie and I would both agree that we would like to shout out the entire theater department, all the students and faculty, especially the Domino Players e-board who really stuck by us and our side, especially this year with us being at the National Theater Institute. I also want to shout out Kazuto Sakokishira, Sako, because I don't think I'd be the person and the friend and the artist I am without him.
I think that's right. And Sako, of course, was with you in, he was on this show last year at this time because he graduated a semester early, but he's going to be starting at Brown University fairly shortly. Yeah, in theater. Yeah, Jocelyn.
I would like to shout out to my friends, Mia, Dallas, Jada, Destiny, Cheyenne, Olivia, because this year was really rough because like last year I wasn't on campus and so I came back and I had a really rough fall semester. I had some mental health issues and I don't think that I would have been able to like keep going if I didn't have my friends who are just so amazing and such an amazing support system. So thank you to them. I want to thank Emily because without Emily, I don't think the Honors Club would have like been as much as it's been. So thank you so much, Emily. And, just thank you to all the students that have really helped this year. So.
Right. I think that's a wonderful point. I love all your accomplishments, but I think every Albright student makes a huge contribution simply by being mutually supportive and respectful and friendly. And yeah, it's kind of a beautiful thing to watch. Mackenzie, you want one more word? We've got about a minute left.
Okay, I just have two quick shout outs. One to someone who's in the theater department, Austin Shapiro, the life of the party, always is in a great mood, will put you in a great mood, and is just a lot of fun to be around and a really great friend. And then Allie's already here, but I don't think I would be the theater artist I am without her. So my roommate junior year and love her a lot. So, and being able to go to NTI together was great. So I just wanted to shout those two people out.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think very often, I think all of you have been key people in the Albright community, and your energy and your accomplishments just radiate out and make all of us more accomplished and more interesting people. So thank you all for all of that. Congratulations on graduation, congratulations on prizes and that sort of thing. But most of all, thank you for being with us and sharing your remarkable personalities with us. So I'll be there at commencement and looking forward to watching you walk across that stage. And I'll be looking forward to another edition of the Albright Scholar next month in June 2022. So long.
Thank you.